Greetings, friends, and welcome back to another episode of Dark and Disturbed Tales. I am your host, Steve Taylor. The holidays, a time for family, friends, and good food. But for some, it's just another day. In tonight's Twisted Tale, we delve into the depths of humanity's sanity and discover just how far the mind can go before it breaks. So without further ado, I serve to you a steaming hot plate with a side of mushroom gravy. Written by Leon Hamilton, narrated by the Nightwatcher, with special guests Duchess of Darkness, the Ghost of 94, Jesse Cornett, Archibald Carlisle, the other half, Olivia Steele, and Leon Hamilton.
I don't celebrate holidays, not for any religious reasons, but because they don't matter to me. Typically, I work through them, and this Thanksgiving was no different. I do security for a research facility, nothing crazy. They mainly work on cleaning supplies and things of that nature. In any case, I pulled the night shift this year, so I planned ahead and brought my laptop to work. By the time I clocked in, the building was essentially empty, with the exception of what was left of the staff, myself, and one other guard named Amelia Grant. I would be on the East Campus, and she would be covering the West. The last of the staff was in the process of clearing out when one of the lab techs stopped by my booth. Her name was Amanda Perkins. She was a fairly attractive 30-something with a curvy frame and bright green eyes. Needless to say, I'd been checking her out for a while now. So, having her stop by was great. It just started my night off just wonderful. With a warm smile, she handed me a Tupperware container filled with goodies. To be honest, I'd brought my lunch, but I would take a lump of coal if she was the one handing it to me. We had a brief conversation, then she headed home, and of course, I took the opportunity to get a good look. Between the sway of her hips and bounce in her step, I was hypnotized for a moment, till she glanced back and smiled at me. Making a mental note of it, I promised myself I'd ask her out the next time I saw her. In any case, the facility cleared out and I did my first patrol for the evening. I just cleared the building and was on my way to the rear parking lot when I ran into Dr. Hill. He's an older guy, friendly enough I guess, but he typically stays to himself. As we passed one another on the sidewalk, he stopped and spoke to me.
Happy Thanksgiving, Officer Pike. I've got something for you if you wouldn't mind following me to my car.
I agreed and tagged along. Last year he passed out bottles of Johnny Walker Blue Label. I was hoping this year would be the same. He opened the trunk and inside were 2 styrofoam to-go trays. Picking both up and handing them to me, he smiled.
There's steak and shrimp with wild rice in that one. I saved it for you. The other one is for Officer Grant. Oh, before I forget.
He paused, then reached into a small black bag to retrieve a container filled with gravy, then handed it to me.
That's the last one, so you'll have to split it. But I'm sure you'll work it out.
Accepting the gifts, I thanked him and went about finishing my tour. When I got inside the main building, I called Officer Grant on the radio. Patrol 1 to Patrol 2, what's your current location? There was a long pause before she finally responded.
Delta Lot. Why? What's up?
I've got a plate with your name on it over here. It's from Doc Hill.
Hell yeah. Copy that. Meet me at Checkpoint Charlie. I'll be there in 5.
Copy that. I'm on the way. Checkpoint Charlie is another eating area connected to the facility's cafeteria. It sits directly between the east and west campus. During the day shift, my patrols don't go through this area much. So, this was my first time actually being here. There's something odd and a little creepy about seeing all those empty seats in person. I'd seen it on the monitors 1,000 times, but this was different. It just felt wrong. Shrugging it off, I turned slightly to my left and caught a glimpse of Officer Grant as she crossed the parking lot. She's a nice person. I worked with her a couple of times, but I didn't know her all that well. She's about 5'5", maybe 5'6", medium build with short dark hair and glasses. In general, she seems like a happy person. She's always smiling, and I don't think I've heard anyone say a bad thing about her. Giving me a friendly nod as she approached, Grant playfully pointed at the container, then rubbed her hands together.
There's no food like free food. What's on the menu?
Shrugging my shoulders and passing her the plate, I laughed a little. For me, it's steak and shrimp. I'm not sure what's in your box, but there's gravy if you want it. Opening her to-go tray and smiling, Grant shifted her attention to me, then raised an eyebrow.
Gravy? Brown or white?
Brown. Looks like mushroom and onion. Does it matter? Faking a look somewhere between shocked and offended, Grant closed her box, then smirked.
Of course it matters. What kind of savage puts white gravy on something like this?
Something like what? What did you get?
Don't worry about what I got. Just pour some of that gravy in a cup so I can get back to my booth.
Laughing to myself, I went to the coffee station and did what she asked. When I got back, she took the cup and thanked me for the food. Then we parted ways. During the trip back to my booth, I finished my tour, and as usual, everything was quiet. Once I was back at my desk, I put on a movie and ate while keeping an eye on the monitors. About an hour later, I was in the middle of doing an activity report when Grant came over the radio.
I've got activity in the Delta lot. Requesting assistance.
Checking the feed and grabbing the radio, I paused. From what I was seeing, there was no one in the Delta lot. Stand down, I don't see anyone. Where are they?
Delta lot, Sector 3. 2 males dressed in black. They've entered the lobby of Building G.
I switched cameras to the lobby, but I still didn't see anyone. Whatever she was seeing wasn't showing up on my feed. Do not approach. I repeat, do not approach. Code green. Lock down the building and call the police. Let them handle it. Grant didn't respond. I waited for a few seconds, then repeated my message. But when she still didn't respond, I switched the feed to Guard Shack 2. I saw her right away. She was standing outside the booth with her hands up, as if someone had her at gunpoint. But there was no one else around. At first, I thought it was a prank. I figured she was just killing time. Then something hit her and she fell. I didn't see anything on the screen, so in my mind, this was still a joke. Then she moved. I watched in complete disbelief as something I couldn't see grabbed her by the ankles and dragged her away. Trying not to panic, I grabbed the radio and my phone, then rushed across the campus to the guard shack. When I got there, Grant was in the booth watching videos on her phone and laughing. What the hell? Stumped, I stood there for a moment looking around. If this was a prank, it was a damn good one. That thought sort of pissed me off. I was about to storm the booth and let her have it, but when I turned back, she was gone. Slowly making my way over, I hoped she was just ducking down and waiting to pop up and scare the shit out of me. But she wasn't there. The booth was empty. The only things in there were the radio and her backpack. Backing away and pulling my phone, I called the police and reported the incident. Then hurried back to my booth. While I was waiting on the cops, I started searching through the feeds looking for any signs of Grant or the two men she'd mentioned. Going sector for sector, I checked every available camera till I hit the feed for my booth. The moment it took over the screen, my heart sank. There were 4 figures dressed in all black surrounding my booth. My immediate reaction was to look out of the window, and when I did, everything stopped. There was no one there. A mind-numbing combination of fear and confusion flooded my body as I shifted my attention back and forth between the monitor and the window. I was trying so hard not to piss my pants. Every time I took my eyes off of the screen, the figures would get a little closer to the booth. It didn't take long for my confusion and fear to give way to anger. I was mad at myself for letting a stupid prank get the best of me. Standing up from my seat, I stormed over to the door, tossed it open, and stepped out. The moment I set foot outside the booth, the lights went out, and I turned around, went back in the booth, and locked the door. Almost as soon as the lock was engaged, something hit the window to my right. I didn't want to look, but I did it anyways, and what I saw made my knees buckle. There, pressed up against the window, was Grant. Her glasses were missing, and her face was a bloody, swollen mess. If it weren't for her name tag on her uniform, I wouldn't have recognized her. When I opened up to let her in, she collapsed in the doorway, and I had to drag her inside. Once I had the door shut, I did my best to make her comfortable, then tried calling the police again. There was no answer. The phone just rang for a while, Then the call was dropped. I called a few more times, but eventually gave up and tried talking to Grant. Jesus Christ, what happened? Who did this to you? She wheezed, then coughed up some blood and went still. I thought she was dead, till I realized she was breathing. Relieved. I sat down and attempted to gather myself, closing my eyes and rubbing my temples. I practiced my focused breathing till I was able to calm down. All I had to do was sit tight. Sooner or later the cops would show up and this would be over. With that thought, I relaxed, opened my eyes, and nearly pissed myself when I saw Grant sitting up. Eyes closed, she slowly turned her head from left to right, causing a crackling sound to come from her neck. I managed a quick, "Holy fucking shit!" before she locked in on me, opened her eyes, and started clawing at her own face. I'm mad enough to admit I may have screamed, but when she ripped through a layer of flesh, despite that, I snapped into action and tried to stop her. The moment I grabbed her arms, her mouth dropped open, releasing a geyser of projectile vomit that hit me in the face. As the warm, chunky waves splashed across my skin, the smell hit me. The rank aroma of rotten onions and roadkill filled my lungs, forcing me to release her and stumble back. The guard shack we were in isn't that big, so I was only able to take 3 steps until I hit the wall. Blinded, gagging, and fighting for oxygen, I couldn't see her coming. She led with a kick to my balls that brought me down, and when I hit the ground, she started stomping on me. Time was ticking. If I didn't do something soon, she'd stomp me to death. Slipping on vomit, I managed a slight roll to my right, which caused her to miss and lose her footing. When she stumbled, I grabbed her legs, causing her to fall. From there, I crawled on top of her and tried to pin her down. I didn't want to hurt her. I was just trying to stop her from attacking me. In my mind, she was in fight or flight mode and was seeing me as one of her attackers. All I wanted her to do was calm down enough to realize it was me, and I was trying to help. Snarling and squirming under my weight, she fought for a while, till she finally gave in. Her ragged breathing was coming in spurts, so I eased up so she could get some air. As I backed off, she sucked in a couple of big breaths, then started convulsing. Following my training, I did what I could for her, then opened the door and stepped out of the booth. The fresh air felt great for all of 30 seconds, till I heard Grant behind me, laughing. Everything in me said don't look back, but I did it anyways, and wished I hadn't. Grant was standing in the doorway, smiling. Time stood still just long enough for her to lunge in my direction, and when she did, I turned and ran for my car. Her maniacal laughter combined with the sound of her racing up behind me created a nerve-wracking soundtrack. I didn't think I've ever run that fast before in my entire life. My body felt like it was on fire. When I got to my car, there was no fumbling of keys. I popped the locks, hopped in, cranked it, threw it in drive, and peeled out of there. Just as the parking lot exit came into view, something black covered the windshield, and I nearly lost control of the car. Slamming on the brakes, I came to a sliding stop, and as I did, another black mass slammed into the passenger side and blacked out that window. Turning to my left to get a look, I saw one of those black figures racing towards me. It was unbelievably fast. In the time it took my brain to register what I was seeing, it crossed the lot and hit the car, blacking out my windows. Suddenly surrounded by darkness, I immediately lost touch with reality. The interior of my car became a never-ending void of darkness, pouring into me, erasing my past, present, and future. I was nothing, just a speck of dust drifting on a cosmic breeze. A fraction of a fraction, reduced to less than its primal self. A limbless blob doomed to float on forever. Then, just when I'd come to accept my role in this new reality, a voice echoed from somewhere beyond my vision.
Subject 1 did not project the compound, but appears to be in a catatonic state and requires more study. Unfortunately, Subject 2 rejected the initial dose and suffered a psychotic break. There are signs of self-mutilation prior to cardiac arrest. The subject is DOA.
As the voice faded away, specks of light dotted the darkness, and I could feel my body being lifted. Over the next few seconds, new voices flittered in and out of the darkness. The darkness gave way to fluorescent overhead lights. I was on a gurney being wheeled down a long hallway, and there were two people on either side of me, dressed in black. I immediately recognized them as the figures from outside of my booth, and panicked. The moment I tried to move, one of them grabbed me and then jammed a syringe in my neck, and my brain turned to mush. The last thing I saw before everything went black was Amanda's face, looking down at me. The next time I opened my eyes, I was sitting at a table drooling into a plate of turkey and stuffing, slowly wiping my mouth with the back of my hand. I looked up from my plate and winced. I was alone in a cafeteria. The bright lights and sterile surroundings put off an eerie asylum vibe. As I scanned the room, to the far right, there was an empty lunch line with no food in the trays, and no one behind the counter. On the wall ahead of me, there was a big television playing old episodes of Bugs Bunny, with the sound muted. For some reason, I couldn't stop staring at the carrot Bugs was chewing as he taunted Elmer Fudd. I didn't snap out of it till a door opened on the far left side of the room, and in walked Dr. Hill, accompanied by Amanda Perkins.
Happy Thanksgiving, Mr. Pike. I'm glad to see you're back with us.
I imagined myself rushing the little bastard and beating him to death while Perkins ran away screaming for help. In reality, I spit out a barrage of gibberish, then fell over when I tried to get up. It turns out, after a year of being strapped to a table, my fucking legs didn't work. That's right. I said a year, and I know this because Perkins said she was amazed. I remembered them after a year of exposure to the drug. The two of them stood over me, casually talking, till Hill pulled a syringe from his pocket and gave me another injection. As my body went numb and the world around me faded away, I heard Hill's voice once again.
Initiate Reset Protocol Gamma. This subject is strong. Let's see if we can find a breaking point.
I don't celebrate holidays, not for any religious reasons, but because they don't matter to me. Typically, I work through them, and this Thanksgiving was no different.
I love a good gravy. That was a tasty tale of twisted delights that led us down a dark path. In the end, my friends, be careful accepting plates you didn't ask for. You never know just how bad things can go until it's too late. Well, friends, it's almost time for me to go. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me here at Dark and Disturbed Tales. I am your host, Steve Taylor. May the
Hey, Steve. When you're done playing around in there, come join me in the conference room.
Oh no, now what? Oh my. Wow.
Happy Thanksgiving, Steve.
Hey there, Steve. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, how you like that? Yeah, happy... whatever.
Welcome, brother. Happy Thanksgiving.
Good evening, Mr. Taylor, and welcome to our Thanksgiving banquet.
Oh, Steve, good to see you. Welcome.
Greetings, Sir Taylor. Welcome to the Dark and Disturbed Tales Thanksgiving dinner. Please have a seat at the head of the table.
This spread is absolutely beautiful, y'all, and it looks so delicious. Oh, look at that warm rolls, bowls of potatoes and gravy, stuffing my favorite, green beans, cranberry sauce, sweet potato casserole, and look at that centerpiece, will ya? That hot roasted turkey. Oh, and this is too much. Desserts, pumpkin pie, pecan pie, and apple pie. Who did all this?
Well, Duchess and Olivia did most of the cooking, with some help from the other half. He provided the finger food. I'm not real sure where he got the real human fingers. Oh, yeah. I got them from the interns that Archie hired.
Yeah, and now I'm gonna have to find some new interns. Hey, Duchess, Olivia, would either of you be interested?
No, not at all. You creepy little puppet.
That's creepy little Vint figure?
Hell no. I know what you did to all of your other interns, and plus you keep trying to bite me.
No, but you look so tasty.
Anyway, friends, we all have to come together for this wonderful holiday to share good food and companionship. Would everyone like to say a few words about what it is they're thankful for? Steve, I think you should start us off.
This is Steve Taylor. You know what I'm thankful for? You. And all of this wonderful crowd of people here at Dark and Disturbed Tales who make my life so much more interesting. Thank you for that.
Everyone, this is Jesse Cornett, and I want to say Happy Thanksgiving from everyone at Pleromaproductions, and an extra special thanks to the team here at Dark and Disturbed Tales for giving us the opportunity to get together and share these scary stories. Be safe and take care of each other.
This is Olivia Steele. This year, I'm sending out my thoughts and thanks to those who have lost someone. This time of year can be especially difficult, and I want you to know that you are not alone in that hurt and grief. Thank you to those who are no longer here with us for enriching our lives through your presence. Thank you to friends who reach out with their support. May this holiday season come with whatever healing you may need.
Gospod te pomiluj, Gospod te pomiluj, Gospod te pomiluj. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. God bless you all and your families.
Hey, everybody. Leon Hamilton here. Me and mine to you and yours, happy holidays. As far as what I'm thankful for, everything. Life, sun, rain, good, bad, and in between. But the most I'm thankful for is you guys, the entire community of authors, narrators, and just the super talented group of people. You guys are all amazing. And the fans and the listeners, you guys are the best. I love you all. I hope to hear from you all on some of these upcoming stories and events we got going on. Peace. Have a great one.
Alright, other half, it's your turn.
Let's see, I just want to, thank everybody for, giving us the chance to get together here and, discuss all of the wonderful things that good faith and harmony and talk about Christopher Columbus and... No.
Ixnay on the Columbus K.
Well, I guess, on this day when we're dissecting animals for our dinner... You're not real good at this, are you? So, on this day, when we celebrate the spreading of the small...
No.
Let's not. Wait, so am I supposed to believe that the Injuns and all of those guys decided that they wanted to get together with... Hell. Look. Okay, guys, look. I didn't kill anybody. I haven't broken anything. There hasn't been any bloodshed yet. So, are you really gonna make me say Happy Thanksgiving?
Oh, there, you said it.
Haha, gotcha.
I'm very thankful for my son and for the special people in my life that I love very, very much. And a huge thank you to the listeners. You all mean the world to me. Thank you so much for listening every week. And thank you for this wonderful dinner. May you all have an amazing holiday season.
Ah, yes. I want to thank all of you for joining me tonight for this wonderful Thanksgiving dinner. I am thankful for having so many good friends that have joined me here over the years. I am thankful to you, the listeners, and the cast and crew here at Dark and Disturbed Tales. I hope you will join us next time for another creepy, dark, and disturbed tale. To all of you, happy Thanksgiving, and may the love of the season embrace you.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the turkey and pumpkin pie and all the stuffing.